Hello everyone, this is your friend Naruto Fix, and we are back with another epic What If Naruto fanfic. Which is, What If Team 7 Fought Each Other, Part 1. If you love Naruto fanfics, then don't forget to like, subscribe, and join the journey with me. So, let's start the fanfic. Chapter 1, The Spark of Rivalry. The sun rose lazily above the Hidden Leaf Village, casting golden light over rooftops and training grounds. Birds chirped, children laughed on their way to the academy, and somewhere beyond the familiar gates of Training Ground 7, tension immered between three young shinobi who were meant to be comrades. Naruto Uzumaki, loud as ever, stretched his arms and grinned as if he owned the morning. Today's the day, Databio. I'll finally prove I'm stronger than that stuck-up Sasuke. Quote, Sasuke Uchiha, standing a few meters away with his hands in his pockets, didn't bother to hide his disdain. His dark eyes flicked toward Naruto, then away, as if even acknowledging him too much was a waste. You've been saying that every day since we met. Empty words from an empty-headed loser. Naruto's face flushed red. What did you say, team? Say that again and I'll knock that smug look off your face. Quote, try. Sasuke's voice was cool, sharp as steel. Between them, Sakura Haruno sighed, rubbing her temples. She'd gotten used to these morning arguments, but something about today felt different. Maybe it was the way Naruto's fists clenched tighter than usual, or the way Sasuke's eyes glimmered with the faintest trace of anticipation. Would you two just shut up already? She snapped. Every time we meet, it's the same thing. If you want to fight, then fight. But don't drag me into. You're already in it. Kakashi's lazy voice drifted through the clearing as he appeared, as if from nowhere, nose buried in his little orange book. His one visible eye curved into a half smile. Today's exercise is simple. The three of you will fight each other. No rules, no teams. Last one standing wins. Naruto blinked. Wait, what? Sensei, are you serious? Of course. Think of it as an advanced bell test. Kakashi flipped a page casually. You've grown used to leaning on each other. But what happens when comrades become obstacles? When rivalries burn hotter than bonds? Today, I want to see that. Sakura's eyes widened. Kakashi-sensei, isn't that a little dangerous? Life as a shinobi is dangerous, Kakashi replied, snapping his book shut. Besides, I'll step in if it gets too ugly. Probably. Naruto grinned. Fine by me. I've been waiting for this chance anyway. Sasuke cracked his knuckles, silent but eager. Sakura hesitated, torn between fear and determination. Deep down, she knew she was the weakest link, but if she sat back, she'd only prove what everyone thought of her. Not today. Kakashi raised his hand like a referee. Begin. Chapter 2, Naruto vs. Sasuke. Naruto wasted no time. With a puff of chakra, 10 shadow clones burst into existence, rushing Sasuke from every direction. Dust and leaves kicked up around the clearing as the clones charged. Sasuke smirked. Predictable. His Sharingan spun to life, Scarlet Tomo tracing every movement. With precise economy, he dodged a punch, swept another clone's leg, and slammed a kunai into the chest of a third. Puffs of smoke filled the air as clone after clone dissolved. Is this really all you've got? Sasuke taunted, leaping back as two clones lunged simultaneously. He weaved quick seals, fire style, fireball jutsu. A roaring sphere of flame engulfed the clones, dispersing them in a wave of smoke and heat. Naruto shielded his face, cursing. TCH, stupid fire tricks. You think that's enough to stop me? He darted forward himself this time, fist swinging. Sasuke blocked, countered, and in a blur of speed, drove his knee into Naruto's gut. The blonde staggered, coughing. You'll never surpass me with brute force alone. Sasuke's voice was calm, but inside he felt the thrill of dominance. It wasn't just about Naruto, it was about proving to himself, to his clan's memory, that he was destined to be stronger than anyone. Naruto growled, clutching his stomach. I'll wipe that smug look off your face if it's the last thing I do. Chapter 3, Sakura strikes. But before Naruto could retaliate, the ground beneath them exploded. Both boys jumped back just in time to see a crater where they'd been standing. Dust settled, and in the center stood Sakura, fist still trembling from impact. "Enough with ignoring me," she shouted, eyes blazing. "I'm sick of being treated like dead weight. If this is a real fight, then you'll take me seriously." Naruto blinked. Sakura-chan. Sasuke's eyes narrowed. She'd masked her approach well, he hadn't expected her to move with such conviction. "Don't underestimate me." Sakura leapt forward, swinging another devastating punch. Sasuke sidestepped, but the sheer force of the blow cracked a tree trunk behind him. Splinters rained down. Naruto gulped. "Remind me never to piss her off." But Sakura wasn't done. She hurled a handful of kunai, forcing both boys to scatter. For the first time, Naruto and Sasuke realized they couldn't just dismiss her presence. Kakashi, watching from a nearby tree, raised his eyebrow behind the mask. "Interesting. Looks like she's finally showing her potential. This could get messy." Chapter 4, Clash of Ideals. The battle evolved into a chaotic three-way duel. Naruto unleashed waves of clones, trying to overwhelm both opponents. Sakura shattered them with raw power, fists smashing through illusions of smoke. Sasuke picked his shots carefully, eyes flickering from one enemy to the other, fireballs and shuriken weaving a deadly rhythm. But beneath the physical clash lay something deeper. Naruto fought with reckless determination, every punch screaming his desire for acknowledgement. Sasuke fought with cold precision, every strike a declaration of superiority. Sakura fought with fiery resolve, every movement a demand not to be forgotten. When Naruto lunged again, Sasuke caught his wrist and twisted. Naruto winced, struggling, before headbutting him point blank. Both staggered apart. Sakura seized the chance, slamming her heel into the ground. The shockwave toppled them both. She stood tall above them, panting, hair wild. "You think this world revolves around your rivalry, but it doesn't. I'm not just some spectator in your little drama." Her words struck harder than her fists. Naruto froze, guilt gnawing. Sasuke frowned, though his Sharingan softened for a brief moment. But the silence lasted only seconds. "I'll still win," Sasuke muttered, straightening. "Not if I win first." Naruto roared. "Bring it on," Sakura declared. And the storm resumed. Chapter 5, Kakashi's Concern. Up in his perch, Kakashi felt his heart tighten. He'd meant for this to be a test of strength, but the emotions swirling below weren't just competitive, they were raw, dangerous. Naruto's desperation for acknowledgement, Sasuke's hunger for vengeance, Sakura's cry for respect, all colliding. "Maybe I pushed them too far," he murmured, eye narrowing. "But maybe this is what they needed." He stayed his hand, watching. For now. Chapter 6, Breaking Point. The fight dragged on, sweat dripping, breaths ragged. Naruto's knuckles were bruised from blocking strikes. Sasuke's shirt was singed from one of his own reflected fireballs. Sakura's arms ached from channeling so much force into every blow. And yet none of them yielded. Naruto gathered chakra, summoning a dozen more clones. "This is it. My ultimate move." Sasuke mirrored him, seals forming. "Then I'll end this now. Fire style." Sakura braced herself, chakra pulling into her fist. Three forces, three wills, colliding at once. The clearing shook as their attacks converged. Smoke and debris filled the air. Birds fled from trees. The earth itself seemed to groan under the strain. When the dust cleared, the three of them stood in a ragged triangle, bloody but unbroken, eyes burning with refusal to yield. For the first time, all of them realized, this wasn't just training. This was a fight that could decide who they truly were. And it wasn't over yet. Chapter 7, The Triangle of Will. The air was thick with smoke and the smell of scorched earth. Naruto's clones had been obliterated, leaving only the original, panting heavily but grinning stubbornly. Sasuke's Sharingan glowed brighter than ever, every tomo spinning with restless hunger. Sakura's fists trembled, not from fear but from the strain of channeling chakra into muscles she wasn't used to pushing so far. The three stood locked in a silent standoff, eyes darting between one another. None dared look away. "Still standing, huh?" Naruto finally said, his voice hoarse but defiant. "Guess I shouldn't be surprised. You're my rivals after all." Sasuke smirked faintly. "You're slower than before, Dobe." It's only a matter of time before you collapse. Naruto growled. I'll show you collapse, when you're the one flat on your back. Quote. Sakura wiped sweat from her brow. Enough with the posturing. If you boys are done talking big, then come at me. I'm not afraid anymore. Her voice carried a weight none of them had expected. For the first time, Naruto and Sasuke both truly saw her, not just as the girl in their team, not just as the one who cheered or scolded, but as a shinobi standing on her own. Chapter 8, Sakura's Awakening. Naruto charged first, a whirlwind of fists, his stubbornness propelling him forward despite exhaustion. Sasuke intercepted, kunai clashing against Naruto's kunai, sparks flying. Their blades scraped, eyes locked, chakra flaring. But Sakura was faster this time. While they focused on each other, she darted in, spinning with a devastating roundhouse punch. The impact sent both boys sprawling in opposite directions. Naruto rolled, coughing dust. Sasuke slid back, boots carving lines in the dirt. Sakura straightened, chest heaving, and shouted, "Stop treating me like background. I'm fighting for real, and I'll win." Her declaration shook them both. Naruto felt a pang in his chest, not guilt this time, but admiration. Sasuke, though still cool, narrowed his eyes with newfound respect. "This is no longer just a spar," Sasuke muttered, flexing his fingers. "Fine then. I won't hold back against you either, Sakura." Chapter 9, Bonds in Conflict. The three clashed again. Naruto unleashed a storm of clones, but this time Sakura anticipated, leaping high and crashing down with a shockwave that erased half of them instantly. Sasuke maneuvered through the remaining clones, striking pressure points with surgical precision, his Sharingan predicting every move. When he reached Naruto himself, the two locked in a brutal exchange, fists and kunai flashing. Sakura didn't wait. She powered in, chakra-reinforced punch nearly catching Sasuke in the side. He barely twisted away, the ground erupting behind him. Naruto took the chance, slamming a headbutt into Sasuke's jaw. Sasuke staggered back, spitting blood, his smirk never fading. "You really are a fool," he hissed, wiping his mouth. "Better a fool than a coward who hides behind his pride." Naruto shot back. Sakura watched them both, her heart pounding. These were her teammates, her friends. And yet right now, they were her enemies. Every blow they threw at each other, she was forced to answer with her own. But inside, a terrifying thought grew: what if this isn't just training anymore? What if one of us doesn't walk away? Chapter 10, Sasuke's Edge. The tension escalated. Sasuke's chakra flared brighter, sharper. He was done playing around. His hands blurred through seals. Fire style, Phoenix Flower Jutsu. Quote. A volley of small fireballs erupted, scattering across the battlefield. Naruto barely dodged, two clones vanishing in puffs of smoke as they shielded him. Sakura braced, shielding her face as heat licked past her. Naruto cursed, weaving his own seals. Shadow Clone Jutsu. 24 more Narutos appeared, swarming Sasuke from every side. But Sasuke had anticipated this. His Sharingan cut through the chaos, predicting every strike, every feint. He danced through the clones like a phantom, kicking, slashing, fire exploding around him. And when Naruto himself lunged from behind, Sasuke pivoted, his kunai grazing Naruto's cheek before driving a kick into his chest. Naruto flew back, crashing into a tree. He groaned, forcing himself up, but blood now dripped down his lip. "Damn it," he muttered. Sasuke stood tall, unruffled. "It's over, Naruto. You can't beat me." Quote. But before he could finish, the earth shook beneath him. Chapter 11, Sakura's Gambit. Sakura had been building chakra quietly, channeling it into the ground beneath her. With a roar, she unleashed it in a seismic punch. The ground cracked, ripping through the battlefield in jagged fissures. Sasuke stumbled, balance thrown. Naruto took the chance, clones grabbing Sasuke's arms while the original darted forward. "Got you, team," Naruto shouted, fist cocked. But Sasuke snarled, Sharingan blazing, and twisted free with sheer force, slamming his elbow into Naruto's gut. Clones popped around him as Naruto crumpled. Before Sasuke could finish him, Sakura was already there. Her fist swung wide, Sasuke barely ducked, the blow grazing his hair and smashing into a tree instead. The trunk split in half, collapsing with a thunderous crash. Breathing hard, Sakura glared at him. You think you're untouchable, Sasuke, but you're not. I won't let you look down on me anymore. For the first time, Sasuke didn't have a retort. He simply raised his guard higher, eyes locked on her. Chapter 12, The Spiral. The battle spiraled into madness. Naruto staggered back to his feet, summoning more clones with sheer stubbornness. Sasuke unleashed faster, sharper fire techniques, weaving through enemies with deadly grace. Sakura became a juggernaut, smashing clones, tearing through trees, forcing both boys to respect her presence. Kakashi watched from above, his book forgotten. His one visible eye narrowed. They're not just fighting for victory. They're fighting for identity, for acknowledgement. He knew he should stop it soon, but he didn't. Not yet. Something about this clash felt necessary. Chapter 13, The Explosion. The climax came suddenly. Naruto, desperate, began forming chakra in his palm, instinctively, clumsily. It wasn't a true Rasengan yet, but raw chakra whirled in unstable concentration. Sasuke's eyes widened. That jutsu. At the same time, Sasuke's own chakra flared with electricity. Sparks danced along his arm as his hand crackled with blue lightning. Chidori. Kakashi's heart nearly stopped. No, they can't. Naruto roared, charging with his unstable sphere. Sasuke screamed, lunging with his Chidori. And Sakura, caught between them, realized too late that she stood directly in their path. Chapter 14, The Intervention. Time slowed. Naruto's eyes widened as he saw Sakura, horror flooding him. Sasuke's Sharingan locked onto her too late to redirect. Their techniques collided inches from her. But before disaster struck, a silver blur flashed between them. Enough. Kakashi's voice was cold as steel. His hands clamped down, seizing both their wrists. The raw force of their jutsu erupted outward, a blinding shockwave blasting through the clearing, but his chakra absorbed the brunt. When the dust settled, Naruto and Sasuke both knelt, gasping, chakra spent. Sakura sat on the ground, trembling, wide-eyed from how close she'd come to death. Kakashi stood above them, mask tilted down, voice low. I said fight. I didn't say kill each other. Chapter 15, Aftermath. Silence hung heavy. Naruto lowered his head, guilt written all over his face. Sakura-chan, I almost. Idiot, she whispered, tears welling. You both almost. Sasuke clenched his fists, jaw tight. For him, the frustration wasn't just at Naruto, it was at himself. He hadn't seen it coming. He hadn't controlled it. Kakashi sighed. You three still have much to learn. Rivalries, pride, desperation, those are fuel for growth. But left unchecked, they'll destroy you before you even realize it. Naruto bit his lip, nodding. Sakura wiped her eyes, steeling herself. Sasuke turned away, silent but smoldering. For now, the fight was over. But the storm within Team 7 had only just begun. 9/20, 7:49 a.m., Vivavat, Chapter 16, Fractures in the Team. The clearing was silent, broken only by the soft rustle of leaves and the labored breathing of three exhausted genin. Naruto slumped against a shattered tree stump, blood still trickling from the corner of his mouth. Sasuke stood a few paces away, arms crossed tightly, refusing to meet anyone's eyes. Sakura hugged her knees, trembling, the adrenaline fading to raw fear. Kakashi's gaze lingered on each of them in turn. His normally lazy posture was gone, now he was every inch the battle-hardened Jonin, the copy ninja feared across nations. You three nearly crossed a line you can't uncross, he said, voice low but cutting. A fight between comrades can sharpen skills. But a fight to the death. That destroys more than just bodies, it destroys bonds. Naruto's fists tightened. I didn't mean to, I just. You lost control. Kakashi's tone wasn't cruel, but it was firm. You let your desperation decide for you. Naruto bowed his head, shame burning in his chest. Kakashi turned to Sasuke. And you knew what you were unleashing. The Chidori isn't a sparring toy. Sasuke didn't respond. His Sharingan faded, leaving only dark, unreadable eyes. Finally Kakashi's gaze fell on Sakura. And you stepped up, you proved yourself, but you also froze at the worst possible moment. If I hadn't stepped in, you would have been caught between two killing blows. Sakura bit her lip, guilt stabbing through her chest. The silence stretched. Then Kakashi straightened, slipping his hands into his pockets. His tone softened, though his eye remained sharp. I'm not ending this exercise. You still haven't learned what you need to. Rest for 10 minutes, then we continue. All three genin gawped at him. What? Naruto shouted. Sensei, are you crazy? We almost killed each other. Exactly. Kakashi's voice was steady. And until you understand why, you'll keep making the same mistakes. So we go again. Stronger. He vanished in a swirl of leaves, leaving them in stunned silence. Chapter 17, The Quiet Before the Storm. Naruto leaned his head back against the stump, groaning. Man, he's insane. He really expects us to fight again after that. Sakura hugged her knees tighter. I don't know if I can. That wasn't training anymore, Naruto. I thought I was going to die. Naruto's chest tightened at her words. He glanced at her, guilt etched in every line of his face. Sakura-chan, I swear, I'll never let that happen again. I lost it back there. But next time, I'll protect you. Sakura's eyes softened briefly, but she shook her head. That's not the point. I don't want you to protect me. I want to stand on my own. I have to. Her words cut deep, but Naruto nodded slowly. Sasuke stood apart, arms folded, silent. Inside, though, his mind was a storm. I hesitated. I should have ended it. That's why I couldn't protect her. That's why I still don't have the strength to kill him. He clenched his fists tighter. Next time, I won't hold back. Against anyone. Chapter 18, Round 2. 10 minutes passed. Kakashi reappeared, calm as if nothing had happened. Time's up. Round 2 begins. Naruto forced himself to his feet, determination blazing in his eyes. Sasuke adjusted his stance, Sharingan already spinning. Sakura stood straighter, fists clenched, trying to bury her fear beneath resolve. Begin. They moved instantly. Naruto spawned a wave of clones, not recklessly this time but strategically, circling to box Sasuke in. Sasuke countered with Shuriken, his Sharingan guiding his hands with deadly precision. Clones fell, but more replaced them, pressing the assault. Sakura didn't wait. She surged forward, fist glowing with chakra, aiming not at Naruto or Sasuke but at the ground between them. The explosion of dirt and rock forced both boys apart, disrupting their rhythm. She glared at them both. If you think I'll let you decide this fight without me, think again. Naruto's grin widened despite everything. That's the spirit, Sakura-chan. Sasuke narrowed his eyes. She's faster than before. If I underestimate her again, she'll land a real hit. The battle resumed, faster and fiercer. Chapter 19, Naruto's Resolve. Naruto's body screamed with pain, but his spirit burned brighter. He knew Sasuke would always look down on him. He knew Sakura wanted to stand equal. And he knew he couldn't let either of them surpass him. He darted through his own clones, weaving in and out to mask his true position. Sasuke's Sharingan struggled for a split second against the chaos, and that was all Naruto needed. He lunged, kunai flashing. Sasuke barely parried, sparks flying as steel met steel. Naruto grinned fiercely. I'm not the same idiot you fought 10 minutes ago. Sasuke sneered. You're exactly the same, just louder. Their blades clashed again and again, each strike a contest of will. Neither yielded, neither broke. Chapter 20, Sakura's Stand. Meanwhile, Sakura faced her own storm. Her arms ached from channeling chakra, but she refused to falter. She launched herself into the fray, fists smashing through clones, forcing Naruto to adjust his strategy. She spun, delivering a kick that grazed Sasuke's ribs, forcing him back a step. Her heart pounded, she'd landed a hit. But Sasuke's eyes hardened. Don't think that makes you my equal. He swept her legs, forcing her down, kunai poised. But before he could strike, Naruto barreled into him, shoulder checking him away. "Don't touch her, team," Naruto barked. Sakura pushed herself up, anger flaring. "I don't need you to save me, Naruto. I can fight my own battles." Naruto froze, stunned by her fury. For once, he saw her not as the girl he adored but as a warrior demanding respect. And he nodded. "Then fight with us, for real." Chapter 21, Kakashi's Observation. From above, Kakashi's single eye tracked every movement. He could see it now, the growth, raw and chaotic but undeniable. Naruto's unpredictability, Sasuke's precision, Sakura's newfound strength. Three conflicting wills, colliding and shaping each other in fire. But he also saw the danger. If they didn't learn balance, this rivalry could tear them apart forever. Still, he didn't intervene. Not yet. They needed this crucible. Chapter 22, The Collision. Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura converged at once. Naruto unleashed a dozen clones, all rushing in with synchronized attacks. Sasuke cut through them, fire jutsu blazing, eyes tracking every move. Sakura smashed the ground, scattering clones and sending shockwaves that disrupted both boys. The three met in a furious clash, fists, kunai, and jutsu colliding in bursts of smoke and flame. The earth cracked beneath their feet. Trees splintered around them. And through it all, none of them backed down. Naruto roared, swinging with all his might. Sasuke snarled, countering with deadly precision. Sakura shouted, her fists shaking the ground itself. The clearing became a storm. 9:20, 7:50 a.m. Vivavat, Chapter 23, A Storm with No Center. The training ground shook with the force of their clash. Leaves scattered in whirlwinds, dirt and broken branches flying as three genin fought with the ferocity of seasoned shinobi. Naruto darted through the smoke, fist swinging, every strike fueled by stubborn determination. His clones swarmed like a tide, overwhelming from every angle. Sasuke's Sharingan blazed scarlet, tracking every false step. His movements were sharp, precise, almost mechanical in their perfection. Fire jutsu erupted from his lips, engulfing a wave of clones in searing flame. And in the chaos, Sakura was no longer the hesitant kunoichi lagging behind. She charged with raw conviction, her chakra-enhanced fists smashing through the earth itself, shaking the ground beneath her teammates. For the first time, the battle wasn't Naruto versus Sasuke with Sakura watching. It was all three of them, fully committed, clashing as equals. Chapter 24, The First Break. Naruto launched himself forward, kunai flashing. Sasuke caught his wrist, twisted, and drove a knee toward his ribs. Naruto winced but grinned, headbutting Sasuke in return. They staggered apart, only for Sakura to slam between them, her fist glowing. The impact sent both boys tumbling in opposite directions. "Enough of ignoring me," she shouted, chest heaving. "I'm not your sidekick anymore." Naruto blinked at her, surprised. Sasuke narrowed his eyes, annoyed but grudgingly acknowledging her strength. Sakura's breath came hard, but she stood tall. "You'll both take me seriously, or you'll lose." Chapter 25, Naruto's Challenge. Naruto wiped the blood from his mouth and laughed. "That's the spirit, Sakura-chan. But don't think I'm holding back just 'cause you're fired up now." Quote, dozens of clones swarmed around her, rushing like a flood. Sakura's eyes widened, but she didn't flinch. She spun, fist shattering two clones at once, then ducked under a kick and drove her elbow into another's gut. The real Naruto slipped in behind her, kunai poised, only to find his wrist caught. Sakura twisted, throwing him over her shoulder. Naruto slammed into the dirt with a grunt, staring up in shock. "Damn, Sakura-chan," he groaned, rolling back to his feet. "You're scary when you mean it." Chapter 26, Sasuke's Edge. While Naruto and Sakura clashed, Sasuke's eyes narrowed. He could see it, Naruto's raw unpredictability, Sakura's growing strength. Both had improved in mere hours. But his pride screamed louder. "I'm still ahead. I have to be." He leapt into the fray, fireball roaring from his mouth. Naruto scattered, Sakura shielded herself behind shattered stone. Sasuke was already there, blade flashing toward Naruto's chest. Naruto blocked with a kunai, sparks flying. Their eyes locked, blue against crimson. Still chasing me, Dobe. Sasuke sneered. Still running from me, team. Naruto shot back. They clashed again, faster than before, neither giving ground. Chapter 27, Sakura's Determination. Sakura saw them, her teammates, locked in their endless cycle of rivalry. And she knew if she didn't break it, they'd tear each other apart. Enough, she screamed, slamming her fist into the ground. The earth split, a jagged crack forcing both boys apart. Breathing hard, she glared at them. You're so obsessed with beating each other, you're blind to everything else. If this is what being a team means, then I'll crush both of you until you learn to see me too. Quote. Her words rang through the clearing, sharp as steel. Naruto blinked, stunned. Sasuke's expression darkened, unreadable. For the first time, they both realized, Sakura wasn't just keeping up. She was demanding her place. Chapter 28, Kakashi's Calculations. Hidden in the trees, Kakashi's single eye narrowed. Interesting. Very interesting. He had expected Naruto and Sasuke to clash. He had even expected Sakura to step forward. But this intensity, this raw, explosive growth, it was more than he'd calculated. They're pushing each other past their limits. Dangerous, but necessary. Still, his hand hovered near his hip pouch. If things truly spiraled, he'd step in again. But not yet. Chapter 29, Three-Way Deadlock. The fight reached its peak. Naruto's clones swarmed again, a hurricane of fists and kicks. Sasuke cut through them, fire and steel precise as lightning. Sakura smashed the ground, using terrain itself as her weapon, forcing both boys to adapt. The clearing became a battlefield of smoke, fire, and shattered stone. None of them backed down. None of them yielded. For a brief, terrifying moment, they weren't teammates. They were rivals, enemies, warriors fighting for dominance. And in that storm, bonds strained close to breaking. Chapter 30, Breaking Point. Sasuke's patience snapped first. His Sharingan flared, and his chakra surged dark and violent. Enough games, he hissed. Lightning began crackling in his palm. The Chidori shrieked to life, brighter and sharper than before. Naruto's eyes widened. Oi, team, don't tell me. But Sasuke was already charging, his killing intent suffocating the air. Sakura froze, horror washing over her. No, not again. Naruto's eyes hardened. He formed a swirling sphere of chakra, blue and furious, his first incomplete Rasengan, unstable but burning with raw will. The two attacks roared toward each other. Kakashi's eye widened. Not again. Quote. The ground trembled as lightning and chakra collided, the explosion tearing through the clearing, engulfing all three genin in a storm of energy and dust. 9/20, 7:52 a.m., Vivavat, Chapter 31, The Intervention. The explosion shook the entire clearing, a deafening roar echoing through the forest. Dust and light swallowed the three genin, and for a moment, it felt as if the earth itself was splitting apart. Kakashi didn't hesitate this time. In a flash, he appeared between them, hands moving faster than their eyes could track. One hand gripped Sasuke's wrist, halting the shrieking Chidori inches from Naruto's chest. The other blocked Naruto's swirling sphere, chakra dispersing harmlessly into the air. The shockwave still hurled all three genin backward. Naruto rolled across the ground, coughing. Sasuke staggered, his Sharingan flickering. Sakura shielded herself behind a broken tree, eyes wide with terror. When the dust cleared, Kakashi stood tall, his high-tie 8 lifted to reveal the full fury of his Sharingan. That's enough. His voice was steel. No warmth, no laziness, only the authority of a man who had walked through war. The three genin froze under his gaze. Chapter 32, Words Sharper Than Blades. You nearly killed each other. Kakashi's tone cut like a kunai. Do you understand that? Naruto clenched his fists. I wasn't gonna lose. Silence. Kakashi's voice boomed, sharper than Naruto had ever heard. The blonde froze, words caught in his throat. Kakashi turned to Sasuke, his grip still tight on the boy's wrist. The Chidori is not a sparring technique. It's meant to kill. And you used it on your teammate. Sasuke looked away, but the tension in his jaw betrayed his frustration. Then Kakashi's gaze shifted to Naruto. And you matched him with a technique you barely control. Do you know what would have happened if I hadn't stepped in? Both of you would be lying dead right now. Dead. Naruto swallowed hard, the reality sinking in. Finally, Kakashi looked at Sakura. His eyes softened slightly. And you showed courage, strength. But courage without judgment gets people killed. If you want to protect them, you can't just throw yourself into the fire. You have to control it. Sakura's shoulders slumped. I know. Chapter 33, The Lesson. Kakashi released Sasuke's wrist and lowered his forehead protector back over his Sharingan. The weight in the air lessened, but the silence remained heavy. You three are strong, he said quietly. Stronger than I expected. But strength without trust means nothing. Right now, you're not a team. You're rivals, enemies. And that's exactly how you'll die if you don't change. Quote. The words hung in the air, crushing them. Naruto stared at the ground, fists trembling. Sasuke looked away, jaw tight, but his silence spoke volumes. Sakura bit her lip, tears burning her eyes, but she refused to let them fall. Kakashi sighed, his tone softening. This exercise was never about power. It was about unity. The bell test wasn't about winning. It was about learning to fight together. And today, you proved how far you still have to go. Quote. He turned, beginning to walk away. Training is over. Go home. Think about what you want, strength, recognition, bonds. And then decide what you're willing to risk for them. Chapter 34, The Aftermath. The three genin remained in the clearing long after Kakashi left. Naruto finally broke the silence. Team. Next time, I'll beat you for real. Sasuke glanced at him, expression unreadable. He turned and walked away, vanishing into the trees. Sakura exhaled shakily, watching him go. She looked at Naruto, her voice barely above a whisper. We have to get stronger. All of us. But not like this. Naruto scratched the back of his head, forcing a grin that didn't quite reach his eyes. Hey, yeah, you're right, Sakura-chan. But inside, the storm still raged. I'll get stronger, no matter what it takes. Next time, I won't need Kakashi-sensei to save me. Sasuke's thoughts burned like fire. He held me back, again, but next time, I won't let him. I'll crush Naruto, no matter the cost. And Sakura clenched her fists, silently vowing. I won't be left behind. Not anymore. I'll stand beside them, or ahead of them, on my own 2 feet. Chapter 35, End of Part 1. As the sun dipped below the horizon, 3 young shinobi walked separate paths back to the village, their bonds frayed but unbroken. The storm had passed, for now. But the seeds of rivalry, pride, and determination had been sown. And sooner or later, those seeds would bloom into something none of them could control. Please like and subscribe for part 2. If you enjoy this fanfic then please like and subscribe my channel NARUTOFIX 11. Thank you.